Hi, good morning. Hi, everybody. It's Megan Densmore. I am an actress, producer, wellness guide, freedom coach. I got a lot of ways that I'm described and a lot of things that I do. This is either going to be one of my most popular videos or one of my most hated or somewhere in the middle. It's a really, really important topic, and I hope you will tune in. I hope that you will ask me questions. I hope that you will share this video. So click that little share if you're watching and you know somebody who wants to, who would be benefited by hearing this. Share it after the fact, all those kinds of things. So, we live in a world today where it is glorified to be an entrepreneur. It is glorified to find your purpose. It is glorified to follow your passion. I even have hashtag find your freedom. Guilty. Okay? But there is a problem that comes along with this. I mean, there are lots of problems, but I'm going to focus on one of them today. Now, what if you told me, but I have my dream job, but I have my dream career, but it's my passion, but it's my purpose. I can't be burned out. You actually can. You actually can. You can be living the life of your dreams. You can be doing everything that you are wanting to be doing to change the world. You can be making a difference in people's lives every single day. You can be waking up every single morning, living every single day, doing the things that you've dreamed of doing since you were a kid or since you knew what having a passion was. And burnout can still happen. I would even argue that potentially if you're on that path and you're not just doing some job that you hate every day and you're working crazy hours because you're really passionate about what you're doing, even if that means that you're passionate about the company that you work for, you are potentially even more in danger of experiencing burnout at some point along the way. So, first things first, yes, you could be burned out. Yes, you can experience burnout. Finding your passion or your purpose does not make it impossible for you to hit the wall or need a break or hate your life or feel like you don't know what all of it's for. So I just want to make that really, really clear. Now, dealing with burnout when you're in your passion is a very specific challenge. Again, let's say I'm just clocking in every day at a job that I hate. I get burned out. I hate it. What's my recourse? Figure out how to quit my job and maybe get a different job, or find my purpose, find my passion and start doing that every day. Problem solved, right? Okay, yeah, I know it's not that simple, but when I'm doing something I hate, it's really clear why I don't like it and I don't want to do it. When you're in your passion and you're doing things that make a difference and you feel that feeling that time flies, you don't know where the time is going because you're so caught up in what you're doing and you know that it matters and you know that you're good at it and you're in the flow. When you are in that 70% of the time, 40% of the time, but not 100% of the time, and you stop and you have to look at the fact that you're unhappy and you're unfulfilled and you're frustrated, even though you are in your passion and you are helping people and you're in your purpose, that's a very, very difficult thing to navigate. I'm in the middle of this. I've been in the middle of this for a few years. To go to myself a little bit, I am the perfect example of what happens when you have a person who has the aptitude to be an engineer, a medical doctor, something like that requires a lot of brain power and a lot of capabilities scientifically. I have all that stuff. But I'm also creative and I'm an artist and I want and just value freedom above all else. So going into one of those careers was never quite the right fit for me, even though I took steps to follow after a medical career, and I showed the aptitude to be able to do it. But what happened to me was I wanted freedom more than I wanted the structure of that career. I wanted to be able to be creative, be an actress, create opportunities, be a producer, those kinds of things. I wanted that freedom and that ability to do that. And I got diagnosed with a chronic illness. That chronic illness made it really difficult for me to, and still honestly difficult in some ways to this day, to be in a traditional job in a traditional way. So working the long hour, like going through medical school, being a resident, or being a researcher, and doing those kinds of things were things that I knew that logistically would be challenging for me. So what did I do? I looked at the fact that I had a chronic illness. I figured if I found a solution to it, that I'd be able to help some people, and maybe I'd be able to make some money helping them get over similar things. And if I was lucky and I got creative, maybe I could figure out a way to make enough of a living there that I could start to create the freedom that I needed to go after the other things that I wanted and loved to do. So what happened was my brain that I have that has the aptitude for these other things, my mathematical brain, learned all about biomechanics, learned all about nutrition, got really, really, really good at understanding how the skeleton works, how the muscles work, how tendons and ligaments work. And I very quickly became enough of an expert in movement and nutrition and supplementation that I was able to manage all of my own symptoms naturally. I was an expert, and I had a success story, a big one, me. I was living in New York City. I had a successful, enviable client load as a fitness professional, and I was miserable. Then you load on top of that, people would kill for what I have. I'm good at it. I get results. My clients love me. They're attached to me. I'm making a difference every single day. People come to me and have pain, and after working with me, they don't have any anymore. This is a real thing that happens to me constantly. It's actually harder for me to get rid of clients than it is to find them. So here I was, miserable, hating my life, even though I was really good at what I was doing, and I had created enough freedom and enough money to pursue my acting career and begin to be a producer. What did I do? I started giving my clients away because I couldn't be what they needed me to be. And it wasn't because of my skill level, and it wasn't because of my expertise. I was burned out. Really, really, really burned out. Even though I was massively passionate about what I was doing and very skilled at it. Okay, so that's my story of how this can actually physically happen. That doesn't give you an answer yet. I'm getting there, so stick with me. What is available to us is first to understand and love about ourselves that we can be in our dream and in our passion and need a break. That does not discount that that's something that we're passionate about and that is our purpose. My purpose on this planet is bigger than some people's, and that makes it hard to hold sometimes. My purpose is both to support people physically and nutritionally to eradicate health conditions that they have with the help of their medical professionals through exercise and natural methods, diet, supplements, that kind of stuff, stress management. That's my purpose. I'm good at it. I kill at that, and I will always do that. And doing it the way that I was doing it for quite a few years wasn't actually working for me. So I had to look at the structure of how I was doing that thing. Understand that the passion and the purpose still exist, but the day-to-day life wasn't actually working, and I was exhausted and burned out. Again, don't have an answer yet, but I'm in the process of the transition of figuring out what it's going to look like to me to follow that purpose on an everyday basis and reach even more people and create an even more positive impact. I do have ways that I'm already doing that. I have an online workout program. I'm going to roll out some online coaching, getting more education right now so that I can bridge the gap between personal training and weightlifting and Pilates and things like kinestretch, things that I love like that actually help people, the melt method, yoga tune-up, all those kinds of things. I want to be a conduit between the weightlifting you guys see me do on Instagram and all of the things that enable me to be able to do that weightlifting, whether that's nutrition or physical. So I don't know yet what that looks like, but I'm doing that education and I'm figuring out how to make that happen. So I'm in the transition of figuring out what this purpose looks like. And if I do this right, this is going to help support me in my other passion and my purpose. I'm a really talented actress. Sometimes I make enough money to pay all my bills as an actress. Sometimes I do not. And that's okay. I'm really skilled at what I do and I love it. And I've had a lot of really incredible opportunities the past 10 years and I'm going to continue to have more. But that career and passion requires so much patience and a release of the expectation of what it pays me in money, right? So having my other passion in my career is really beneficial for me on a day-to-day basis. I added on top of that, we have a problem in the entertainment industry about how women and people of color are viewed and what opportunities that they have. We have a problem. Slowly it's getting better because more and more people are working on that every day. So, with a couple amazing, powerful women, I started a production company. And we only work on projects that highlight women and people of color in leading roles and in stories that matter. So, I got a passion and a purpose over there. And we've been working on a documentary that I'm passionate about for over 3 years. And I got burned out on that, right? That doesn't mean that I don't care about it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. What I need to do there is, okay, what support do I have? Who are my co-producers? Who's my team? How can I take action on that? Step back a little bit when I need to. Take breaks when I need to. Keep sight of what that future end goal is and put it all together. And some days, all I can do is sit on my couch and knit and drink tea. And that has to be okay. Because I'm carrying some really big purposes and passions that matter. And sometimes I need breaks, and sometimes I'm in transition, and sometimes I'm taking so many risks, and I shoot for the stars, and I crash because I fail, and it didn't work. But I'm not going to stop doing these things because they matter and because it's my purpose. And I get burned out, and it's okay. And that doesn't mean that I need to stop moving toward either of my huge purposes on the planet. But sometimes you might not see me for a while. You might not see me at networking events. You might not see me at social gatherings. I might decline all your invitations for a couple months because I need to sit on my couch and knit so that I can recover and be strong as my introverted self and that I can show up in the world with these purposes and passions that matter. And sometimes I might ask for help because I need it because I don't know how to get from here to there. I'm going to encourage you to remember that when you're in your career, your job, your company, your goal, your dream, whatever it is, if you love it and it matters and you're burned out and you're stressed out and you're exhausted, it's okay. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Take a break. Take a day off. Set that project down. Pick it back up. Ask for help. Communicate what's happening. Pivot. Change what your business structure looks like or change how you work on your projects. Take a partner. Take a collaborator. But don't think that you need to quit following after your passion or your purpose just because today it feels like you hate it. Okay? That's my advice. Should you want it? Hopefully it helps. I am saying this to myself as much to all of you who are watching and listening as well. I need to hear this myself and I'm reminding myself. You can do it. Nothing is wrong. Take a part-time job if you need to. I joke that if I have a nervous breakdown, I'll start working in a knitting store and it would be great. I would love it. I'm sure one would hire me. I fucking love knitting and yarn, and it's great. I hope we don't get there, but if we do, backup plans. So I appreciate all of you who tune in and watch my videos. I'm doing these for you and for me. It's always good to get some advice from your own self. And I always appreciate you guys sharing them and commenting, giving me feedback, letting me know what topics are helpful. These will pop up eventually someday on a YouTube channel. It's in the works. And on my website. And you can always catch me on Instagram if you like watching a really tiny, opinionated woman lift really heavy weights. You can catch me at themegandensmore.com. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'm Megan Densmore. I'm an actress, producer, personal trainer, supplement expert, wellness guide, freedom coach, and I'm your biggest fan.